Hello, guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name remains Sunday Okafo. And firstly, I want to appreciate you all who have subscribed to this channel. You guys are amazing, and it means a lot to me, and it shows that what I'm doing is valuable to you. So, if you are new here and you haven't subscribed, please consider to subscribe and turn on your notification so you can get updates whenever I release a new video. And today, I'll be rounding up on my Commonwealth Share Scholarship experience. In the last two videos, I started sharing my experience as a Commonwealth scholar. I talked about the process, the application process, the documents you need to have, and how you can go about the process, the nomination phase, the school, the Commonwealth body, and everything that pertains to the process of application. Today, finally, I'll be talking about the essays. There are a couple of essays you need to write for the scholarship. There are about five major essays you need to write, and they are very important for you to understand how to write those essays, what you need to put in those essays, to increase your chances of being nominated for the scholarship. So that's what I'll be talking about today. The link to the previous videos on this series will be in the description of this video. And also next week, Saturday, I'll be hosting Chevening Scholars on this platform live. Next week, Saturday by 5 p.m. Nigerian time, UK time, and 4 p.m. Ghana time, and 11 a.m. US Central Time. So they'll be coming on this channel live to share their experience and insight on the Chevening Scholarship. Remember, Chevening Scholarship will be opening first week of August. So if you are preparing to apply for that scholarship, you don't want to miss that section. It will be so impactful, and you will learn a lot from those scholars who are going to be sharing their experience. So let's get started on this section. Okay, guys, welcome. Let's talk about the questions you need to ask to guide your essay writing for the Commonwealth Scholarship. All right, so there are a couple of scholarship essays that you'll be writing. I think majorly there are five of them, right? So we have the development impact essay, we have the personal statement essay, have the voluntary leadership experience, have the objective during the award, and the career plan. So these are the five major essays you'll be writing. So I'll be showing you different questions you can use to start coming up with ideas on how to write these essays. So let's start with the first one, development impact essay. So the first question you should be asking is where can you contribute to your country development? Remember, this essay is about what you can contribute to development in your country after the program, right? So you need to start thinking about which area or which sector do you want to contribute to development. So that's the first question you need to ask yourself. If you are, for instance, in the engineering sector, for instance, you can be looking at, okay, maybe if you are in civil engineer, you can be looking at, okay, how can you improve the construction industry, probably advocate for use of more local content in construction and quality materials and all that. So if you're in the medical field, maybe you can be talking about access to local health care, primary health care, access to medical care for people in the rural areas, and there are lots of things you can think about depending on your field. So now you also need to look at what are the current challenges and limitations to that problem that you want to tackle, right? So there might be some issues that's limiting finding a lasting solution to such problems. So you need to also think about that and also incorporate that into your essay. That shows that you understand the current challenges and you have a basis for for coming up with your own innovative way of tackling that same problem. So that's where you need to talk about how do you want to go about it. Now that you know the challenges, the limitations, you can talk about how you want to go about it, what method are you suggesting, which approach do you want to take. And then you need to look at, okay, how does the knowledge you gain from this program, the skills you acquire from this program, from the scholarship, how will it help you to achieve those development plans? So, and also you need to look at the time frame, because you'll be asked to specify, because every goal has a time frame, right? So you need to specify the time in which you will, execute these plans. You can break it into different phases and, give an expected timeline. And definitely you need to identify who are the beneficiaries who are going to benefit from this, your development initiative. So maybe the people in the rural areas, the pregnant women, are they going to have access to more, antenatal care? So depending on what you're writing about, there must be a target audience, right? If you're talking about the construction industry, who are your target audience? Is it the engineers? Is it the town planners? Is it the local government? Housing agencies and all that. So these are the things you need to think about and also state them in your essay. So every essay will have a description of what they want you to write about. So for the development impact essay, it used to be, a one essay, like they will describe it in one section and then you start to write everything together. But recently they break it down into different sections. For the same essay, you need to write, okay, they will ask you, okay, what are your plans? How do you want to achieve it? Who are your beneficiaries? Their timeline and all that. So it has been broken into sections, but it's still the same thing. So this question will actually guide you to writing that essay. Now, the second one is the personal statement. So for the personal statement, it's basically about what are the challenges you face that could have limited your access to higher education. So you need to talk about your background, your family, and where you grew up. Basically, you're talking about that is if you have a point to draw from it. How does your family background, limit your access to education? If you are from a family of maybe say 8 children, probably being the first child, parent might want you not to go to school and to do business with them, to assist in raising up your younger ones. So, but still you were able to access higher education. How does that actually limit your access to education? And so those are the things that you need to consider when you're talking about your background. There must be a point that you want to draw from it before you include it in your essay. Second one is to talk about your community where you grew up. Do you grew up in an environment where education is not valued that much? That might also affect your perception towards education. But if you grew up in such environment where you were still able to overcome barriers, you can also talk about how that has limited your potentially wanted to limit your access to education, but you were able to overcome that. So that's also what you can include in that personal statement. Then you need to talk about your motivation behind the pursuit for higher education despite your background. Okay. So if you come from such a background and then you still break out, to break through to higher education, what was your motivation? Is it that you wanted to be a change agent, to be an example to younger ones who are coming after you, show them that actually education is key, is very important, and all that. So those are what you also have to capture in your personal statement. And what are the challenges you face? For instance, maybe when you started your education, you had financial challenges. For instance, maybe, your parents were not capable to continue sponsoring you. You have to find alternative means of, funding your education. What are those challenges and how do you overcome them? How do you overcome them? What did you do differently? How do you, ensure that it doesn't affect, significantly your academic performance? So you have to also, highlight those in your personal statement. And also you need to also state how those challenges you faced has, prepared you for future challenges that you might have to come across along the line. So so those are the things that you need to look into in your personal statement. Now, the voluntary leadership experience is where you capture all your, all your leadership experience, your voluntary experience, your, every opportunity that you have had to serve in any capacity. That's where you capture it. You need to talk about the opportunity you have used. You have to lead in the past or to serve in the past. So those are the things you need to capture. What impact did you make in that position? Remember, the scholarship is it's about training people that will be a change agent in their communities. So you need to capture the impact you have made in those positions. Who are the people that benefited from that? Those are the things. It's about community service. So scholarship is not just about you, it's more about the community, right? So they are trying to make you an agent, to facilitate development in your community. So the service must capture what impact you have made in the community through that role. And also, you don't have to limit yourself to only their service, your leadership while you are an undergrad. You can go as far back as when you are in your secondary school. I could remember talking about my secondary school, even to primary school leadership role, class captain, presenting my class in competitions, and leading my team, in different areas and all that. So we have to also capture that. There's no leadership experience that is small to capture in this scenario. And also talk about your national youth service for Nigerians and similar ones for if you are from other countries. And also your community engagement and impact. Your voluntary experience should also be captured here. And also you need to highlight how you have used those position to impact your immediate community, as I said earlier on. So now the next one is the objective during the award. So what do you want to achieve while you are already in the UK, right? So what do you want to do? Do you want to volunteer for any organization? Do you wish to get any certification? And how are these going to help you towards actualizing your development impact? So all your essay must be linked towards the same goal, which is actually to gain skills, knowledge, and expertise in actualizing your development impact, your development goal. Yeah. So do you wish to improve your networking skills, build your social network and all those stuff? So these are the things you can capture and ensure you are not exceeding the number of words. Maybe I think this one is less than 500 words. I think it's around 250 words. So you just have to kind of highlight them and give a brief explanation to back it up. And also, you don't have to be academic based alone. You can talk about how you want to explore the culture, the history, the food, and all that. So you can have a line or two for that. And your career plan is another one, which is the fifth one. Yeah. So your career plans, you have to state your short-term and long-term plans. So what do you want to achieve in the 5 years following the award? You have to highlight them. Do you want to obtain a PhD or start an NGO, work for a particular agency, organization, etc.? So you need to highlight those things, and you need to be specific about them. What about the next 10 to 20 years? Do you want to start a company, become a lecturer, become a professor, get involved in policy formulation, manage an NGO, advocacy, whatever you want to do? Those are where you capture them, your short-term and your long-term plan. Think about them. You come up with a lot of ideas, and you can streamline them to suit your objective. So those are the essays that you'll be writing, and I hope you have gained something from that. And thank you. Remember to check out other videos that I've made. I have videos on how to search for schools with funding in the US, Canada, any other country. You can use the same method. And also, I have video on how to search and send cold email to professors. So check them out. Bye for now, and see you next week, Saturday, live on this channel.